Good morning, everyone. Woo! It is Think It Over Tuesday. I hope everyone is having a great day. Everyone looks well by video. I can hear everyone clearly via phone. Good morning, Mr. Kevin. For anyone that is new to the call or the platform, my name is JP. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I have the distinct honor and pleasure of hosting this call Monday through Friday. 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, we are still studying and reading from the book titled The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. You can download that book to your electronic device or you can purchase the hard copy. This morning, as usual, you'll be hearing from two dynamic leaders, speakers, and authors. The first voice you will hear immediately after mine and the first face you will see if you are on video platform is Mr. Jamal Mumford. He is the published author of a book titled Success Now. He helps individuals on a daily basis with their self-development, and he travels extensively doing that, guys. The next voice that you will hear after Mr. Mumford and the next face you will see is none other than Mr. Motivator himself, Kemp Satchel. He is the author of a book titled Alcoholics versus Struggleaholics, and he also helps individuals on a daily basis with their self-development. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the some and present the others, Mr. Jamal Mumford. Mr. Mumford, are you still clear with us this morning, sir?
I am here. Can you hear me, JP?
I can hear you very well, sir. Good morning, and you're looking fabulous.
Thank you. Well, everybody's looking great as well. You too, JP. Thank you so much for hosting this call. Look at some new faces on camera. Got Michelle Honesty over there. See you, Michelle. I always wondered what your office looked like. Now I see. Kevin, how you doing, sir? Kevin and Beverly. Rashina is somewhere. Look like a hotel. Everybody just traveling. I like it. You guys just traveling. Wow, it's awesome. Well, definitely want to welcome everybody to the call this morning. LCA family, I tell you, what a better way to start our day than do what we're doing every single morning. I'm so excited continually as I hear the stories. Man, you guys were blowing up Facebook yesterday with some powerful testimonies. I tell you, man, if I didn't know any better, man, I tell you I would join this call and I would join this movement and I wouldn't never miss it because of what it's doing for people's lives. And I just don't know. I just see you guys coming to this call and, no matter how long I've been doing coaching and doing personal development, you just never know what's going on in people's lives. So, I guess you guys really are enjoying this call. Like Kevin said, just stop this call, because you just never know what's going on in people's lives. And I continue to love you guys if you guys continue to, because you keep on sharing those stories, because they just keep on pumping us up and encouraging each other. And a lot of you, I'm telling you, if you're building any kind of projects out there, if you're doing any kind of organizations, anything, I'm telling you that personal development is that one key nugget. Can I have some Sabrina? Man. I can't even eat yet. I got to wait till after the call. Man. Okay. All right. Okay. I won't have none. But anyway, and I tell you, personal development is that key nugget. If I had $gazillion right now, somebody asked me if I had $gazillion, what would I do? I would market personal development on the television like never before. And I love politics, and I know we got our, race, Trump versus Clinton out there, and, being a news junkie and a news media guy, I know what's going on behind the scenes, but at the same time, what I do know is that the answer to everything in life, it's not about creating a Black Lives Movement. I know it's none of stuff is going to work. Let me tell you why. Because if the people are not into personal development, it doesn't matter. Because it's all emotions. All we're doing is we're living by emotions, ladies and gentlemen. That's all it is. And see, emotions will never get you a successful life. So what's happening now, for instance? So now it's like what happens now. Now the blacks want to kill the whites, and the whites kill the black, and it's all this ambiguity, and everybody's just hating each other, and it's all the segregation that's going on. So really, if people become personally developed, won't we all agree that the world will be much better if we personally develop? Now you can't love without to love somebody, you have to be personally developed, right? To see your neighbor as yourself, you have to be personally developed. So I believe 100% that personal development is the answer to everything. But we can't say that because it's not tangible. You know, it's not tangible, and no one can touch it. But we can touch other things like guns and everything like that. This is the answer to the solution. So if you ever want to go out there and we want to start a big movement, is that we will have a bunch of us go out there, become successful, right? We all got to become successful, because in my heart of hearts, I believe this is the answer to America. This is the answer to the world. It's people. How many of your lives are changing right now because of this class, right? And how many of you are learning things on a continual basis that's helping you to change mentally? That's the main thing. You know, I was just reading just the email right before I got on this call. He said, you got to change the mental picture. You got to harness your mind. He said, because whatever is in your mind, you're likely to get in your future. So if it's in your mind of this hate or violence, anything in your mind, it's going to manifest in the future. So the world today is nothing but selfish people. And I say selfishness in the sense of a negative selfishness is every man wants for himself. And he don't want the next man to get it. And it's going to always be like that until we harness ourselves, change the mental diagram, change the mental picture, and now go out there and change the world. And that's why I said we all got to become ambassadors for change, you know. And see, when your heart is bent on becoming an ambassador for change, you know, everything you need in life will come to you at a like that. I'm telling you, when you're creative, when the universe knows that you are out there to change the world, for sure, even your projects. See, once you really say, I want to go out there and change people's lives, your project will be like easy. Right, Mr. Satchel? When you go to that level and you just change, it would just skyrocket when you really have the true mindset that you want to change lives. So I don't know, just some of my thoughts I just shared. Sometimes I don't want to say anything, and then stuff just comes out of my mouth. You guys know how it works. You know, we've been doing this for a year and a half now. You already know me. So with that being said, I'm going to turn the call over to Mr. Satchel, Mr. Motivator. Sir, the call is yours. And where's all the cameras at? People, get up on your cameras. If you're not at work, get on your camera. All right, go ahead, Mr. Satchel.
Oh, man. Well, you know what? Should I give away some money? That'll work. That'll always make. That'll always
be on camera. They got to be on camera. So we're going to
give that.
You have to be on camera to win.
Start really running the screen, Mr. Jamal Stevens. That's the wrong button. He done took over the screen and all of that. Look, Jamal Stevens has started screen sharing. What you gonna share? You better have some right stuff on your screen. I can tell you that. Anyway, good morning, LCA. I am excited on today simply because everything is going my way, right? What does it say? It says God's wealth is what? Circulating in my life, right? Anybody with me? Yeah, that God, like his wealth is circulating in your life. His wealth flows to you like an avalanche of abundance. All your needs, desires, and goals are met instantaneously, right? Just like instantaneously by infinite intelligence, for I am one with God, and God is everything. So we definitely want to say good morning to all of those who are actually participating on this call on this morning, simply because you took charge over your life to simply be very intentional about the direction of your life. At the end of the day, to do what? To have a better life, right? How many of y'all believe that right now? I'm gonna have a better life today simply because I said so, right? I'm gonna have a fantastic day simply because I believe so. I'm gonna have a remarkable day because it is destined in my life. That's what it's supposed to be like at the end of the day, right? So we're gonna get right into this. I want to share this movement. I listened to Nina's testimony yesterday. I don't know how many of you actually listened to as she shared on life-changing alliances. And, you know, there is no better reward than appreciation. Do you hear what I just said? There is no better reward than appreciation, right? To literally share, like at the end of the day, does it cost you anything to share how you feel or how it doesn't cost you? This is something that you can give freely. And do you realize the more that, okay, hold up, wait a minute, stop, wait a minute, hold on. I know what I got to do. Okay. Do you know when you learn how to be grateful, and you share an attitude of gratitude, that it will come back to you in monetary gifts? Did you just hear what I just said? The more you share in your the more grateful you are and the more appreciative. Now let's get with that for a second. I don't know where this is taking me, but it said the more grateful you are for your job. Like if you're really grateful for your job, will you do a good job? Yes, no, maybe so. You will do a good job. And when you do that good job, will it a lot of times come back to you in a what? A monetary gift, right? Am I making sense? So the more I appreciate the same exact thing. Let me ask you something. If I woke up this morning and I said, oh my God, Miss Lynn, I just love you so much. Man, you just don't even understand how beautiful you are and how appreciative I am for you being here this morning. Would that make something give back? Would that be an automatically give back type thing? Clap, clap, clap. That's right, Brittany. Clap it up, right? These are things that literally, like I'm saying, if we are more grateful for that person that's in our lives, will it make a difference? And will it come back? Now, you want to watch this. What makes it so beautiful, because the more that we appreciate each other, because I think Mama said it starts where first? Where do it start first?
Home.
It starts at home. At the end of the day, it starts at home. And if you can be grateful for those that are in, guess what? It's going to display a habit that you have where I just have to give somebody a compliment. I got to say something like when I see people, good morning, JP, what? Boom. You are lovely. Did you celebrate yourself? And what did she do in return? There's a big old smile that jumps on her face. And what do smiles do for you, Mr. Mumford, when you see somebody smiling at you?
It means everything. It means everything.
Are y'all following what I'm saying right now? It's like when you smile and it comes back, like, look at Tina, right? Smile, Tina, like, oh my God, see? It comes back. Look at that. That energy that comes off of that comes back to you, and at the end of the day, does it make you feel good? So if I'm always working on helping you smile every day, helping you to become more grateful, to be appreciative, an attitude of gratitude, will that make a difference in someone's life? Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Period, right? So all I'm saying is today, when we start personally developing, what is our motto? If we can help you change, it will change the world around you. So Nina, she took out time to literally make this video, and I want y'all to just listen to this because I woke up this morning and I said, Mr. Mumford, man, did you watch that video yesterday? And he was like, yep. No, he didn't see that. He was too busy reading Tramika's. Did anybody read Tramika's testimony yesterday? And this is what I'm saying when I say thank God for the LCA. Ladies and gentlemen, can y'all please do something for me? In fact, do it for you. We're going to have a drive. We did this at one time before. I want everybody to be charged with inviting somebody to this call tomorrow. Did you hear what I just said? Because the things that are happening on this call, I'm going to tell you, this was never even in my thought process when I said all I wanted to do was read a book. Right? It just never. All I'm asking you, ladies and gentlemen, is share this information, especially like when I say You know, somebody said to, I think it was a brother named Kwame or somebody, and he was being interviewed, and he says, what does marching or protesting, how does that make a difference? Out protesting and things of that nature, how would that make a difference? Ladies and gentlemen, this is all I'm asking you. This is our way of giving back, to the point that I know JP has invited so many people on this call, and there's so many of you who have invited Kevin, you know, constantly inviting somebody to this call simply because it can make a difference, as Mr. Mumford said on today. So I'm going to share that in about a few minutes, but I'm going to get right into this book because I want us to really go ahead on. And matter of fact, instead of me sharing it, go on Life Changing Alliances on Facebook, and you'll be able to view some of these things that are being said at the end of this call. And I'm asking each and every one of you, after you have actually been in the class, what can that do for somebody else just reading that testimony on yesterday? All right, so the mirror exercise. The mirror exercise. This would be fun for a lot of you who like to look in the mirror. Anybody like to look in the mirror? Yeah. You like to look in the mirror, Mr. Mumford? Yeah.
Canal.
Huh? He's looking in the mirror right now. All right. So with that being said, if you are in a position to read, I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. I'm going to mute all, and I'm going to allow it to continue. All right. Unmute yourself if you want to read this morning. The mirror exercise. Who's that? Good morning.
It is I.
It is I. The lovely Lynn has risen. I hear that voice.
Okay.
Go.
All right. The mirror exercise. You are a living magnet. What you attract into your life is in harmony with your dominant thoughts.
Stop. We know it's Brian Tracy. What did you get from that piece right there?
That what happens to me is directly related to what I think about. So if I'm thinking about positive stuff, then positive things are going to happen to me.
So what you attract into your life is in harmony with your dominant thoughts. Does that mean you can change?
Yes.
Thoughts. Huh?
Yes, because you can change your thoughts. So change what you're thinking about.
So if you want to be successful in your project, what do we need to do?
You need to think. You need to think and know and feel that you are successful. It starts with you. It starts with that internal process. I know, like last night we were watching the political convention. Mm-hmm. And when Donald Trump came out on the stage, say what you may about the gentleman, if you like him, don't like him, or whatever. Yeah. He had he needs to put that in a bottle and sell it. I mean, he had an aura about him like, oh yeah, this is done. We're winning. And, and when we win, it wasn't if we win, I hope we win. It was like, yep, we're there, we're winning. And, he was already past the campaign, past the election. I mean, he had that type of positive dominant, that is his dominant thought, that he's going to be president, that he will be president. That is his dominant thought.
So you mean he didn't say, well, these people over here, they may not vote for me, or these people over here, this might not work for me. Or he didn't say, I don't know what's wrong with these people in Pennsylvania. They don't want nothing in life. Or he didn't say, Mr. Motivator, I don't know how. Did he say any of that?
No.
No. Listen,
Quite the opposite.
it was. Listen, I said when me and Lynn, when me and Lynn was watching this last night, I said, Lynn, I said, you think Hillary could beat him? I literally, like, his posture was so on point. Like literally, I want y'all, see, the one thing that the one thing that this young lady that told me, she said, study wealthy people. We keep saying this to you. Why am I watching? Like, you'll hear me and Mr. Mumford say we watch certain things, but we'll watch it from a different perspective of what you're maybe watching things from. You understand? Like, when I'm watching this Donald Trump cat, like the other day, I watched this daggone documentary where this Negro got a freaking $1 billion plane. $1 billion plane. This man owns $1 billion plane. And he got 4 people on the daggone plane that run like a pilot. He got 1 person, and he got a 747. I gotta study this man. And he comes out yesterday to introduce his wife, and I was like, oh my God, do you think Hillary can beat that? I'm really trying to help you today. And see, at one time I would say, Mr. Mumford, he's so cocky. He get on my, he is just such a, like most of us, oh, he is such a snob and such. But the man is winning in life. I think we all can learn something from this right now. Am I right?
You know, and I mean, and put in perspective, I know, you know, politically, you may have your own different views about everything.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But what you gotta get from though is, see, he's shutting up. This personal development, right? He's shutting up all the naysayers. Why? Because see, between the two of them, you may not agree with who he is and say what you want to say. You can hate him. He could be a darn racist or whatever it is. But the confidence, the posture that he has. So my question is, see, despite who he is as a person and political beliefs, but would you want his results? Of course, I have for you. Would you want what he has? Now, no one can tell me they don't want what he has, and the reason why he has what he has is because of his confidence, his posture, his no losing attitude. See, everybody comes. All the media is not. I mean, most people, even half of his party, don't even like him. They tried to vote against him yesterday at the convention, right? And still, they question him, and he still can't be moved. See, you can talk all you want about him, but the question is, do you have his confidence? See, don't look at his character, don't look at his viewpoints and his belief systems. No, study his confidence, study from that aspect.
That's right.
From that aspect, when you look at Hillary, you look at anybody else, that's why Donald Trump, I mean, listen, he's not the best politician out there, but I'm saying from a confidence standpoint, that's what no one can ever talk about because he's so confident. And even in the media, they won't even talk about that. Because that's what's winning him. That's why it's an unfair election. That's why they don't want to vote against the next running mate, because they're saying, man, this guy's taking over the world all based on his confidence. You could win office because of confidence? Hell yeah. You know? And the thing, Mr. Central, I know you're making a point here because I know a lot of people missing this point.
Yes.
You're missing his posture. I don't care what you say about him. I want you guys to you guys don't like Donald Trump. I know you may not like him, but throw away that part. But study, I want you guys to all go back and I want you to watch it. See, this is your homework assignment. This is where, see, people say turn the TV off. See, I'm not really for turning the TV off, beyond me personally, because the TV can be where you learn stuff from, right? So I want you guys to all go watch his posture. And if you may feel he's confident, you may feel he's cocky, you may say he's conceited, go ahead and say that.
You need to be.
Study his posture. There you go. That's all I want to say.
Thank you. And listen. I'm not voting for Donald Trump, okay? I just want y'all to know that, all right?
Chris said his posture is fake and wonky. I want to know about the results. So I always say it's about the results you get in life. See, it's not about, they say it's not about the suit that you wears, It's about the fruit that you bear.
Absolutely.
So if his posture was fake, I don't know.
He wouldn't have $1 billion
take it.
car. He wouldn't have the Trump Towers. Listen, I need his fakeness right now to give the results so that my fan and listen, I'm not again. Oh man, why did I start this? I should have used somebody else. Go ahead, Miss Lynn. Read before we get ourselves in trouble up in here.
Yes, we're all embroiled here.
Good. Personal development. Get it together.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just as you acknowledge your big successes, you need to acknowledge your small daily successes too. The mirror exercise is based on a simple principle that we all need acknowledgement, but the most important acknowledgement is the acknowledgement you give yourself. The mirror exercise gives your inner child, which resides in your subconscious mind, the positive strokes it needs to pursue further achievements. It helps change any negative beliefs you have towards praise and accomplishment and puts you in an achieving frame of mind. Do this exercise for a minimum of 3 months. After that, you can decide whether you want to continue. I know some very successful people who have been doing this every night for years. Just before going to bed, stand in front of a mirror and appreciate yourself for all that you have accomplished during the day. Start with a few seconds of looking directly into the eyes of the person in the mirror, your mirror image looking back at you. Then address yourself by name and begin appreciating yourself out loud for the following things: any achievement, business, financial, educational, personal, physical, spiritual, or emotional. Any personal disciplines you kept: dietary, exercise, reading, meditation, prayer. Hold on, the chat box keeps covering up when I'm trying to read. Any temptations that you did not give into: eating dessert, lying, watching
Too much TV.
Yeah, that. Watching too much TV, staying up too late, drinking too much. Maintain eye contact with yourself throughout the exercise. When you're finished, can you turn the page?
Because you will see, appreciate yourself. Complete the exercise by continuing to look deep into your own eyes. Go ahead. Your mind.
Your mind. In fact, you are powerfully retraining your mind to refocus on the positive while building up your stack of poker chips.
What's going on right here?
Well, simply you're reminding yourself, you are in essence reminding yourself of all of those positive things that you probably would have gone to sleep and forgotten about. You're actually reminding yourself of all of the good things that you did accomplish during the course of the day. Even if we have what we call a character building day, there's still something positive, something that you can pull out of that day that you can appreciate, be appreciative for, or something positive that you did.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead, continue to read.
Reward your inner child. Inside all of us are three distinct and totally separate ego states that work in concert to make up our unique personality. We have a parent-like ego, an adult ego, and a child ego, who act much the same way that parents, adults, and children do in real life. Your adult ego state is the rational part of yourself. It gathers data and makes logical decisions devoid of emotion. It plans your schedule, balances your checkbook, figures out your taxes, and determines when to rotate your tires.
Hold on. Hold on for a second. I messed up. So we're going to go back to maintain eye contact with yourself throughout the exercise. When you're finished appreciating yourself, complete the exercise by continuing to look deep into your eyes and saying, I love you. We messed up. We can't miss out on this mirror exercise. So I went 2 pages too far. So then stand for. There you go. You start right there, Lynn. Then stand for. Right at the top.
Now it's too small. I can't see it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because as you're moving the mouse, Camp, every time you move your mouse, it makes the screen move.
Just hold on a second. I'll find it on,
okay, hold on.
my book because it's
Okay, hold on.
Okay, I have it on my book.
Okay.
So, where did you want to start?
You can start by saying, I love you.
I love you.
Thank you. No, that's the part of the book.
Right.
Then stand there for another few seconds. All right. Then stand there for another few seconds to really feel the impact of the experience, as if you were the one in the mirror who had just listened to all of this appreciation. The important thing during this last part is to not just turn away from the mirror feeling embarrassed or thinking of yourself or the exercise as stupid or silly.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before you go any further, hold on. Let me just compound on this. This is more than likely going to make many of you feel very uncomfortable doing this mirror exercise. It's like notice what he said. You can't turn away from the mirror feeling embarrassed. Like many of us, like look in that mirror and really mean what you're saying to yourself. And then he says, look into your eye gates, deep into your soul, and start building up your what? Your self-esteem. Am I making sense? Like we can tell you to read this stuff and all of this stuff, but who has to build on their self-esteem? You have to build on your self-esteem. Now, many of us get caught up like every day we wake up, right? What's the first thing on our mind? Oh, what time is it? Oh, I got to be to work. Oh, what the kids doing? Oh, this. We got everything else going on. And then when we get to work, we doing everything else from work. And then we come home and we too tired. And guess what? We stop doing, ladies and gentlemen. We stop building on our own self-confidence and self-esteem to the point that it starts to make a major difference where people are now taking advantage of you because you stop believing in yourself and you start to settle for what? The okie doke. Am I making sense? Like how many of us know for real we should be being paid more than what we're being paid? Anybody believe that? Like, I really believe, like, do you believe that you should be being paid or appreciated? Anybody in a relationship, I should be more appreciated in the relationship, right? But now watch this. How much have you invested in you? Does that make a difference, Mr. Mumford?
See, Jim Rohn said it best, and it's something you want to write down. He says, the market pays you based on your value. Okay? The market pays you based on your value. To the market right?
You gotta say
So
that
you
again.
increase yourself.
You was a
Right?
robot. You gotta say that again.
I said the marketplace pays you based on your value. Okay? Right? So what happens here is, this is why, so for instance, your project, everything you do in life, your sales, your success and your relationships, everything is based on your value you give to the universe. Your receiving is a direct proportion to what your value is, right? So this is why confidence and self-esteem is so important, that you begin to look in that mirror and say these things. And look, you know what's so funny is, I got an email yesterday at 11:20 a.m. and I'm going to take it's a class on Thursday. This guy is going to teach about mirroring. Talk about coincidence. Talk about coincidence. I got an email yesterday, so if anybody, I guess I can see the link if you want to. It's going to be Thursday night. This guy is a well-renowned millionaire, and he's teaching a class on mirroring. How about that? Isn't it interesting that we were talking about mirroring? So you guys don't want to mess with us. I'm telling you. I don't know if I didn't know me, man. I'm telling you, I will link up with me. But anyway, Jim Rohn said it best. You increase your value based on the marketplace. The marketplace pays you based on your value. So how you see yourself, so when you say something with Jamal, I can't get nobody to sign up with me. I can't make any more money. It's because of your value that you give to the marketplace. So the gentleman said, he said, once, I'm reading this guy's book, and he said, once I increased my value, people started calling me to sign up in my project. They started inboxing me saying, hey, Mr. Satchel, what are you doing? I want to do what you're doing. Why? Because he increased his value. See? This is so important, gentlemen. So this mirroring exercise, I do it all the time. I look in the mirror and I say, yo, man, what's up, handsome guy? How you doing, man? You are awesome. I used to never do that back in the day. When I was depressed, man, things like that, I never did that. So I had to change, and now every day I talk to myself. Because if you don't talk to yourself, nobody else will.
Oh, hello.
So a lot of I know a lot of you, I can tell you ain't talking to yourself. You don't have no confidence. You think you're ugly. You think I'm too black. I'm too light. I'm too this. My hair is thinning out. I ain't got long enough hair. I mean, you always talking everything opposite of what you are. Man, you better look in the mirror, and I don't care if you don't feel like it. You better say, hey, good morning, JP. How you doing today? Now,
girl, you fine.
Good morning, Mr. Satchel.
What?
Hey, good morning, Chris. How you doing?
Hey,
awesome, man. This is very, very important, guys. Very important. Because even the word says, this book says, it's like a man that looks in the mirror and forget what he looked like when he turns away. See? He said, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So a lot of us are so double-minded because we'll say we love ourselves, but then we'll turn around and say, it ain't working for me. I can't have success. And he said, it's like a man that looks in the mirror, I see myself, and turn around and say, Dad, what color do I have on today? How about you just looked in the mirror 2 minutes ago. How you forget? And that's exactly what most of us do in our lives.
Absolutely. And I'm going to show you something. Watch this. Watch this. When you invest like a doctor, right, and he spends like this, anybody ever heard of sweat and equity?
Sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
Yes.
Right? Anybody know what sweat equity is? What is sweat equity, Lynn?
Oh, sweat equity. When let me think. I'm trying to think of the phrase. It's kind of similar to having that other phrase that I like to use, having skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
When you build up sweat equity, like that's because you're invested. You are so invested in whatever it is that you're focused on, and you have worked at it, and and you've built up equity in that particular thing or that particular goal. So you have time spent, you have time worked in, you have put time in or time served in that particular aspect. And that's what my understanding of sweat equity is. Okay,
sweat equity. Very good. So when you're sweating, like for instance, you ever hear of a family business when the family goes through the sweat equity to build the business. They go through all of the sacrificing. They go through like the late night. They go through the investing of going to school. They go through all of this stuff, and then they age, and then they turn the business over to the child who has nothing vested, has no sweat equity in the project. Am I making sense right now? Which means, what does it mean? He has no what? Appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
Am I making sense right now? See, listen to what we keep talking about, the appreciation. So here, at the same time, when you invest so much into yourself, are you just going to settle? Are you just going to settle? At the end of the day, if a doctor has hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in himself, do you follow what I'm saying? Do you think he's going to just say, okay, it only costs you $5 to come and see me? Are you following what I'm saying? So like Mr. Mumford says, he says the marketplace is going to pay you what?
For your value.
For your value.
It's your value.
So when we're doing this mirror exercise, can this make a difference? Like when you look at when you look at Muhammad Ali, was this man talking to himself like, I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee? Ain't nothing of anybody out there faster than me. You hear what I'm saying? Okay. You follow what I'm saying? So all of these things make a difference. And and I'm telling you, when we start doing this mirror exercise, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to build such a level of confidence in yourself and build your self-esteem so high that guess what? What you think that's going to do? Do you think that's going to attract a certain person to you? Yes? No? Maybe so? At the end of the day, Mr. Mumford can't hear me.
Oh.
Go ahead, Mr. Mumford.
You know, because remember when I told you, the coach told us, I mean, I got the biggest slap in the face. I mean, I got several slaps in the face. But the biggest slap was when she said, Jamal, it's not the people who are crazy. You are exactly who you are. I mean, when you accept that, and it's gonna be hard to take that slap. I know a lot of y'all don't like. A lot of people, they think, you know,
What did he say?
It's the real, but that's the real deal, because when she said you attract exactly who you are, when you accept that reality, it has nothing to do with the people. You're attracting exactly who you are on the inside. So maybe you could try to psych yourself out, but you attract exactly who you are.
We're gonna lose so many people in this class.
Listen, she ain't losing anybody. I still listen to her, so I don't know about that. So listen, I'm just repeating the message. She said it. Danny Johnson, look her up. She said you attract exactly who you are.
Jack Canfield just said it.
So when he said sweat equity, like you said, Mr. Satchel, he said, Jamal, it's going to take 10,000 hours, right, for you to perfect anything in your life. That's why the job is so hard to leave, because you've done it for over 10,000 hours. It's hard to leave. You're hook, line, and sinker. But your project don't work because you invested $99. That's not a lot of money, or $100 or even $500. But you just started, so you only got 5 hours in the game. So the reason why it's so easy to let go of the project and walk away and do something else or become distracted with everything else, because you have no sweat equity. But it's easy to work the job because the job, you have sweat equity. You have increased your value to the marketplace for the job. You haven't increased your value yet for the project yet. Ooh. That's why you're not getting the results yet. But if you increase your value in the project, if you better yourself, learn communication, learn prospecting, learn all these things. See, Mr. Satchel, I went from a 0 to a 7, right, just from what? Increasing my value in the project.
What did this see? You talk about Danny Johnson. The mirror exercise says you are a living magnet. This is what the chapter started off. That's why I made Lynn state. I said, what you attract into your life, crazy, is in harmony with who you are, crazy. You see what I'm saying? I don't understand why I keep attracting these broke folks.
You got me with that one.
These people don't want nothing. You're attracting who you are. No, see, Mr. Mumford, I promise you. See, I try not to say these type of things. The author, and he come up saying you attracting who you are. Like, oh my God. We ain't gonna have nobody left in the class tomorrow. I know ain't nobody.
Nobody's paying my bill, so I'm okay with that.
You know what?
That's my pastor's thing. Cool, y'all ain't paying my bill, so y'all can all leave.
Look, I would be like the preacher. Listen, I'm just bringing you the message.
I can find something to do for you 9 and 10. I'm good.
Oh my God, what is going on? I'm gonna need a drink after this one. Go ahead, and it's early in the morning. Miss Lynn, go ahead, continue to read this, finish this chapter up for us, please.
So you want me to actually read the example of the exercise, or
that would be all right. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Help people out.
Here is an example of what your exercise might sound like. Jack, I want to appreciate you for the following things today. First, I want to appreciate you for going to bed on time last night without staying up too late watching TV, so that you got up bright and early this morning and had a really good conversation with Inga. And then you meditated for 20 minutes and worked out for 30 minutes before you took a shower. You ate a healthy, low-fat, low-carb breakfast. You got to work on time and led a very good staff meeting with your support team. You did a great job of helping everyone listen to everybody's feelings and ideas. And you were great at drawing the quiet ones. Let's see. Oh, and you ate a really healthy lunch, soup and salad, and you didn't have the dessert that you was offered. And you drank the 10 glasses of water that you were committed to drinking every day. And then, let's see, you finished editing the new Train the Trainer manual. And you got a really good start on scheduling the summer management training program. And then you filled in your daily success focus journal before you left work. Oh, and you appreciated Veronica for solving the problems with the travel schedule. It was great to see how she just lit up. And when you got home, you called Oren and talked with your grandson on Skype. That was really special. And now you're going to bed at a good time again and not staying up all night surfing the internet. You were great today. And one more thing, Jack. I love you.
Wow. Listen, if you got to, just copy and paste it on a note to start with. Imagine, see, this is why it is so imperative that you are very intentional about because most of us is looking for somebody else to tell us that they love us, ain't we? We so depressed right now because don't nobody have no feeling for us. Ain't nobody give me no attention today. Go ahead. Yeah. I ain't even saying.
I'm gonna get a call in the radio world. We had a cough button for our guests. When I get radio, we had a cough button. I'm gonna have a cough button for you.
Go ahead, Glenn. Continue reading.
Okay. It's not unusual to have a number of reactions to the first few times you do this. You might feel silly, embarrassed, like crying, or actually begin crying. or just generally uncomfortable. Occasionally, people have even reported breaking out in hives, feeling hot, sweaty, or feeling a little lightheaded. These are natural and normal reactions, as this is a very unfamiliar thing to be doing. We are not trained to acknowledge ourselves. In fact, we are mostly trained to do the opposite. Don't toot your own horn. Don't get a swelled head. Don't get a stuffed shirt. Pride is a sin. And when you begin to act more positive and nurturing towards yourself, it is natural to have physical and emotional parental wounds, unrealistic expectations, and self-judgments. If you experience any of these things, and not all people do, don't let these things stop you. They are only temporary and will pass after a few days of doing the exercise. When I first began to do this exercise, after just 40 days, I noticed that all my negative internal self-talk had totally vanished, crowded out by the daily positive focus of the mirror exercise. I used to berate myself for things like misplacing my car keys or my glasses. That critical voice just simply disappeared. The same kind of thing can happen for you, but only if you take the time to actually do the exercise. One note to remember: if you find yourself lying in bed realizing you haven't done the mirror exercise yet, get out of bed and do it. Looking at yourself in the mirror is a critical part of the exercise. And one last bit of advice: be sure to let your spouse, children, roommate, or parents know in advance that you will be doing this exercise each evening for the next 3 months or more. You don't want them to walk in on you and think you've lost your mind. In fact, you are powerfully retraining your mind to focus on the positive while building up your stack of poker chips.
Wow. Whoever believed that it took all that to become successful? I want to be successful, and all you looking at is your money, money, money. And if your money ain't right, then everything is all twisted up. But it looks like to me, it starts with you and becoming successful internally first before the manifestation of the what? Monetary gift will now catch up. Come on, Miss Lynn, talk back to me, and I'm good.
Okay. The point of doing that exercise, is funny how towards the end of what I read, we are so programmed not to do that, not to toot our own horn, or not to don't get a big head. Pride is a sin, or pride comes before a fall. And I remember at a point in my life, and I was like, I felt like maybe it was because I wasn't appreciative, or maybe it was because I was prideful. And now, kind of after reading this, I'm kind of looking at it a little bit differently, because the pride that I have now is different from that pride that I guess I was thinking about, or I was dwelling on. Like when they say pride comes before a fall, I don't think there's anything wrong in being proud of yourself and your positive accomplishments. And by doing this exercise, it's just constantly reinforcing these things, but on a small scale. And what you do every day on a small scale starts to translate to that even bigger scale. So this exercise is going to be really key in moving forward in your success.
Man, oh man. This is so good. This is so good. As I'm listening to this stuff, wow. You ever listen to somebody and watch this? Have you ever listened to somebody and you said they so conceited, they get on my nerves? Anybody ever got irritated by that besides me?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Anybody ever get irritated when somebody was celebrating themselves or their successes or whatever? Anybody ever get upset because you seen how successful somebody was?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody want to, like, really be honest with yourself? Like I keep saying, face your truth. Like anybody ever been envy or jealous of somebody else's success? Oh man, anybody been there? Let me tell you something. That's inwardly because of what we have been programmed to believe, right? To the point that it becomes difficult for you to become the best person you can be. And we keep saying, until you learn how to appreciate the level of success that someone else has, it's going to be very difficult for you to breathe and attract your own success. Listen to I'm clapping it up. Mr. Mofer, Mr. Satchel, you just so phenomenal today, man. You are so on point today. Right. Clap it up for Mr. Satchel. Yes. Oh man, he's so conceited. He just gets on my nerves. Oh my God, the wicked old witch. I hope the toes come off her face. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta really get this one together, because I'm telling you, it's internal that we deny, we hate, we don't like, we don't appreciate. And guess what? Because we don't like it from the outer, from people saying it, guess what? We won't do it to ourselves. And guess who's important? Guess who's in charge over your self-esteem and your confidence?
It goes to your back to the affirmation we talked about a while ago. And I have affirmation sheets that I put together for myself many years ago. And this is where I know some of you was asking when I was talking about you got to go from affirmation to incantations. And this starts putting you to the incantations, because see, folks, I'm gonna tell you something. There were times in my life where all hell was breaking loose. I mean, all hell was breaking loose. Anybody ever been there, right? But no one would ever know it, because I got in front of that mirror and I spoke, tears falling down my eyes. I mean, I was crying so much. I mean, I couldn't even see myself, but I spoke and I spoke and I spoke and I spoke until I felt it break. A lot of times what they do is, when you do this stuff, you don't just get up there and say, oh, I'm great. No, you stay there. I don't care if you cry. Like you said, you're going to cry, you're going to laugh, and you stay there, and you stay there, and you stay there until you will feel, I'm telling you, it's almost like, and this is going to be very deep here. See, the book that I read says ships have rudders, right? And the rudder controls the direction of the ship, right? He said, so we also have tongues, right? And the tongue can also steer your life. See, I'm promising you, ladies and gentlemen, your tongue is your rudder. Your tongue steers your. I tell you, I can give you so many stories in my life. Your tongue is your rudder, right? But see, what happens is when a ship is turning, a cruise ship, we've been telling with a cruise ship, that cruise, it don't just turn like this. I mean, that rudder's got to be. It takes a long time for that cruise to turn, and that captain got to have patience. Well, see, when you're talking to yourself, you're talking in that mirror, you got to stay there, and you got to do it, and you got to do it, and you will feel, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, and I want some of you to try this out and let me know when you do it. You will feel something inside of you. It'll make a snap. Like, I don't know when, I remember the time I had to go to court that one time for a situation, and I'm telling you, we was living in Atlanta, Georgia, and you probably never remember this, but you wasn't even, I had shut my room door. We had a big condo, so he was on the other side of the condo, but we had two big closets. And I mean, I'm telling you, it was such a dire point in my life that I closed the one door, and then I actually went in a closet and I stayed in there. And I kept talking and talking and talking. I mean, I went to my knees. I stood up, I went to my knees. I kept talking and talking until I felt, boom, it's through. I got the breakthrough. And then I got up and I had to go to court in an hour, and I went in the courtroom, and everything went as I said it. And you may say, "Oh, Jamal, I was on your side." No, I use his principles, right? See, you got to speak it. So I'm only sharing this story with you guys because a lot of you, what you're doing is you said, Jamal, people say, I do affirmation. I speak. I said, no. It's not just talking, just mere talk. You got to stick with this thing, and you got to do it until you feel it. And Mr. Satchel says, so you look at himself, do you not think he talks to himself on a daily basis? That's why he's so darn confident. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Because all I do is win, no matter what. I don't know the rest of the words, but I know that part. All I do is win.
Got money on my mind, I can never get enough.
Yeah, got it. Everything good. What? Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something, man.
It's okay.
Get it. Just get it. Just if you ain't got it, just borrow some of my energy right now. Borrow this energy. Get in your car. Get something in your ear today. Literally, just like if you see yourself, if you see that rudder going one way, guess what? Adjust that bad boy. Put something in your ears. Look at something that's going to fire you up to the point that your day can't be down because you're so intentional on the way in the direction that you wanted to go. I can promise you, stay personally developing, stay on this call, stay. Mr. Mumford, I'm done.
And I'll end by saying this today, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'll be honest with you here, and I kind of, get welled up sometimes because, when I heard one of my coaches say I was too dumb to quit, because he said he was such an average person that he was too dumb to quit. And I can look at myself today, and yeah, I'm intelligent and I've gained some knowledge and stuff. But I can tell you what really worked for me at the end of the day was I was too dumb not to do what my coaches and mentors told me. I would take a book like this and I would do everything in that book. I was the person getting up 5 o'clock in the morning before work, walking my carpet floors, just saying, I don't know. I'm making 6 figures. I mean, I was only making $23,000 a year, but my coach said every morning get up and speak it every morning, yell it to the mountaintops that you make 6 figures. And I would get up and just do it. Some of us, the problem is, and that's why I'm gonna be honest with you, I thank God I got this at 19 years old. Because I don't know if I would have did it at 35. Because I would have been so stuck on myself. I would have been so stuck in my darn ways that nobody can move me. Oh, I'm not going to do that. That don't make sense to me because some of you are just so stubborn. But I thank God, and the guy said I was too dumb to quit. And folks, I was just too dumb not to listen to what people say. So I'm challenging some of you. See, sometimes you got to get your assets out the way, right? And you got to put it aside and take it, and you got to just embrace it. It may not. It's not going to make sense to you. It's not supposed to make sense. They say if faith doesn't make sense, that's why it's called faith. It's not supposed to make sense. It's called faith. So you got to do it in faith, not what makes sense. Because has what makes sense to you been working for you? Probably not, right? What made sense to me didn't work for me. Right? I lost a marriage trying to make sense out of it. I did what I thought was sense, and it was gone. I lost $55,000 in 1 year's time because I was trying to make sense of what to do. I'm just being honest with you. See, I've been there. I got the T-shirt to prove it to you. So I'm telling you here is just take the information and just embrace it. Mr. Satchel said, does it take all that? It takes all that and a bag of chips and a side of fries. It does take all this. It's going to take you talking to yourself. It's going to take you speaking to yourself. It's going to take you going in that mirror because, folks, I don't want depression. I don't want you being depressed. I don't want you being downtrodden. I don't want you living life mundane. I was on the phone with somebody yesterday, and I had to encourage one of our members. I said, man, listen, man, I don't want you. I don't want that, man. I want you to do for yourself because I can hear in your voice. You're down and out. You're about to check out. Don't check out. Don't do it for everybody else. First, do it for yourself, man. Get in that mirror and encourage yourself. You guys have a great day. I'm out.
This is We the Best, man. tell you can't do it, man. All I do is win, no matter what.
The money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up, up,
And they say
up.
yeah, and they say yeah, and they say yeah.
Cause all I do is win. Let me say that.